Hi, I'm Becca and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make these tea bag folded Christmas tree cards. Really quick and simple to make. Just lift them up for you. So this is the one that I'm going to show you today. Very spotty one. And then the other ones I will show you in more detail at the end. But as you can see, I've just embellished them with different things so you can get a bit more inspiration. So let's get into it and I'll show you. Right, so to make our tea bag folded Christmas tree, you're going to need 4 pieces of paper that are all squares, and one is 4 inch by 4 inch, one's 3 inch by 3 inch, and then a 2 inch square and a 1 inch. Okay, I've got double-sided pattern paper. You don't have to use double-sided pattern paper, this is just what I've decided to use. And if there's a certain side of it that you want to see, then you want the side that you want facing up to start with. So we're going to fold it horizontally first. As you can see, I've already folded this paper, so I made sure I know which way we're going. Right, open it up, turn it around and fold it the other way. And you want to turn it over and flip it over, then fold it diagonally excuse me, along that way. Now when you're doing it this way, I'll show you a bit more on the other piece when we do it in a second. You just want to pull your finger down to the centre point and then you can press along to the edge just to burnish the crease line, and then open it up and do it exactly the same the other way. And then you want to just take our paper so it's facing up. So you've got it in sort of a cross sort of shape, like this. Okay, as you can see, you can go that way. And you want to just flatten it into a triangle. Now, the easiest way to do this, I find, is to lay it on the table, but it's not the best angle for me to show. And what you're going to do is you're going to open up the upper flap on this side. And if you just push your finger in there, it will automatically start bending the paper in the direction that you want it to. And then what you want to do then is line up the 2 points here where they join up there, and make sure that you've got this centre fold going straight down the middle. This makes sure that you're going to keep your shape in the right orientation. Okay, so then if you've done the same again, so if you just pop your finger in, and then you'd have to start pressing down, and then this time you've got another point for you to be able to line it up to. Okay, so I'll show you with the 3 inch one again. So you fold in horizontally and just use your nails, or hold just or the back of your scissors, just to burnish the crease line. Open it up, turn it over, and then fold on the diagonal. So this is what I mean when pressing it down. So if you've got your 2 points, join here, and if you just slide your fingers down and you'll get to the bottom, and then if you just press along the fold there, you'll get to the outside. Open it up and then do it in the opposite direction. Your corners, find your way down and work out to the points. Right, so if you open up your paper, so you've got the side that you're wanting to see on the outside, so you've got your little cross, and just flatten it into a triangle. Okay, and you can give it a good press that way as well. So if you have the triangle so it's pointing to your left, if you lift up the flap, you just pop your finger inside there, and you can see you get like a little cone, and then just sort of open it up enough on the way down, and then once you start pressing on that centre fold line, it will find its way, and then just push it down so that these parts meet completely straight, well, at an angle. Then you've got it going in the right way. Flip it over, point, so you've got it pointing to the left, take this flap here, pop your finger in, and as your finger's there, if you just start pressing down at the point, and then with this one you've got those other points for you to marry it up with. This just makes sure that your pieces will slot together perfectly. Now, the smaller the paper gets, the more fiddly it gets. This is the one that you'll probably struggle with if you've never done any of this tea bag folding before, trying to do it. I struggle with this because it is so small. It's a 1-inch square, so when you're not going to be able to put your finger in to open up the cone. So when you get to that point, if you use some tweezers or a pencil or something, just to pop that you can manage to shove down into that little cone, then that will help you do the folding. So I'm going to do the other ones to music because you don't want to listen to me waffling on so much, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so we're going to have 4 sections together. So I'm going to start off with the bottom and then the one next going up. So what I like to do is I will take some glue. This is collal, so it'll not warp the paper or anything. Should have filled it up, but oh well. Right, so I'm just popping some glue on this little section here to start with. Then I'm going to take the larger one and slot it in to that section there. Make sure that your lines are lining up, all the way up, because otherwise you'll end up with a wonky tree. And I'll show you one of mine that I've done on a test run that it's not quite straight, but like most Christmas trees, they tend to be a little wonky if they're the artificial kind, and yeah, after a few years of coming out they can get a bit wonky, can't they? So it adds character. So and then what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to pop some glue there, section here, and then I'm going to stick these together, and then I'm going to do the same on the underside of here. Oh, well, you can see that. And then press it down and just keep checking that your lines meet up. Okay, so we'll take the next one and just take the such a little cone that's made, put some glue there, and then just slot it in to there, again lining up its fold lines, and then put some glue on the underside of the other one, and then just press it down. Now the very teeny tiny one is obviously the top, so again just in this little tiny bit here, and then just slot it in. And as you slot it into there, it won't move any further because of the fold lines. So don't worry about that, you're going to push it too far. Okay. And that's our Christmas tree finished. So the next part is to get the card base ready. So we're going to let that dry for now. Pop that to the side. And this one I'm using a 6-inch square card base. If you've not got any pre-made card bases, all you need to do is get a piece of card that is 6 inches by 12 inches, and along the 12-inch side score at 6 inches and then fold and burnish, and then you've got your card base. So I've got my card base there, and then I'm going to do my mat in this green colour, and this measures 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. I'm just going to take my big bottle of glue now. And just pop it in the centre and line it up. Okay, so you've got a nice little white border to start with, and then your next size down is 5.5 inch by 5.5 inch, and this is what the tree will be stuck to. Okay. Just make sure you've got an even border all the way around. Now, this is the time when you need to play around and decide on how you want your card to look before you stick anything else down. Now you need to decide whether if you want your fold on the left or if you want it on the top here. I'm going to have mine go in from the top. So the way I find it easy to do is just to basically lay everything out how I want it to go. So the sentiment that I'm going to put on, I'm going to put one of these transfer sheets on, which I'll show you what to do. So if you decide on the area where you want it to go, then that will go down there, but I wanted my tree to go in the centre. And then I've got some little candy canes that I've done a video on for embellishment, so I'll link that in the description box so you can see how to make them if you've not already seen that. So I think I'm going to probably have the other side. Yeah, I think I'll have those there. Whoop. And I have got some Christmas twine that I might put. Let's move that, and then I'll show you a little bit easier. I'm going to put it under there, and I'll tie a bow to one side. Right, yes, that's what I'll do. So I'm just going to cut my twine while I've got it out now. Just make sure you leave it yourself enough to be able to tie a bow. There we go. Now, if you are using baker's twine or a ribbon that frays like this, you can get a match or a cigarette lighter or something, and you sort of burn the ends and it stops it from unravelling, but I'll see to that afterwards. But I'm alright with how it is anyway. So, and if you just trim it down to where you want it. Okay. So, if I'm having my tree there, I know I've got this section here to put my sentiment. So the ones I've got left are, let's go with the Christmas tree, I think. Yeah, let's go with Christmas tree. Oop. Out of the way. So when you've got your, if you're using a rub-on transfer, you just lay it over where you want it to go, keep it in its area, and then just use something to rub over the letters or shape if you're putting something else on. And you'll be able to see when it's come off the transfer sheet because the colour won't be bright on the sheet anymore. It'll sort of go opaque. Just make sure that you keep it in position, because you don't want your letters to move and then your sentiment to be wrong. I think that might have slightly moved, but I can fix any little ones with a little marker or something. There we go. Yeah, it's smudged a little bit, so as you can see, it can do just ever so slight. You probably can't even really tell, it's just me up close. I don't think you'll be able to see it on the camera, but I'll just join up those little lines with a fine liner or something. So now, right, so this is supposed to be like this with this hair. I've just looked at it and I'm thinking, oh no, I moved it really badly, but no, that's just how the image was supposed to be. So I had a little panic moment then. So we're gonna now stick on our Christmas tree. So decide which side you want to put glue on. Don't want to overload it and then it all comes squidging out of the sides. But if you're using the clow, you can rub it away when it does come out. And then we're just going to pop our little candy canes on. So what I've been putting these on with is some little glue dots. So I'm going to roll it up. You can use a hot glue gun if you want, but I just wanted to show you something, because not everybody's got a hot glue gun. So just take it off and just roll it a little, and then I'm going to stick it to the candy cane and stretch it out. It's a good thing with the glue dots, you can get it into the shape you want it to go, and then just pop that on. Get another one. Yep. There you go. And then over there. Okay, and then the only thing left to do now is, if you want to, is put some gems on so they look a little bit like some baubles. Now, because this is quite spotty, I don't know how well these are going to show up. I think these are probably actually going to be better with a coloured dot rather than these shiny silvery ones that I've gotten. So I think I'm going to leave that one for this one because it's quite spotty anyway. So that's just one way of doing it. Now, if you're using double-sided papers, you can actually make 4 different versions of this. So this is the one that we've just made, and this is basically doing the same thing but with the pattern paper the other way, and that's just a 6x6, and that's a left side fold card. And then you don't have to keep them all fit on the same side, so you could actually alternate them. So, and then there's 2 ways of doing that. So you can have one colour on the bottom and the third one, and then swap it the other way around, or swap it the other way around entirely. So I'll zoom it out a little bit and see a little bit my chaos that's going on in my studio today, but I want to try and show you them all compared to each other, if I can manage to zoom out enough for you. I think I can manage to get those. So that's just a really quick and easy way to make some Christmas cards, especially if you're making them for your children's teachers and classmates. I only have to make them for one of my children now, and for staff and children all included, I need at least 40 Christmas cards just for school. So I want something that's nice and quick and simple like this. So this is perfect for making them just for that purpose, and it doesn't take too many supplies either, so it doesn't cost the earth to make a handmade card for all the teachers, and they'll love receiving something that's handmade because they know that care and time's gone into it. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I've inspired you to have a go at doing this yourself. If you've enjoyed the video, if you could give me a thumbs up, that'd be appreciated. And if you've not subscribed, if you consider subscribing, that would be appreciated too. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments, or if you just want to comment, that'd be absolutely fine. I'll answer any questions as best I can. So thanks for watching, I'll see you next time. Bye!